So with this project, we're going to start with the background. And it's going to be, we're going to use sap green, raw umber, ultramarine violet, and titanium buff. So we'll start with the greens, just to put some color in the background. This is like, because it's all like black gesso right now. Let's take sap green, and you're not going to see it that much on the black gesso, especially when it dries, but that's okay. We're just going to need to remove that dark black. And I'm just using a, one of those bright brushes. Whatever you get as far as green, it's fine. Really, it's about showing a hint of green in the back, a suggestion.
Sorry, are you mixing more than just green?
I'm mixing sap green, titanium buff. That's it.
Oh, and titanium buff.
No, sorry, not titanium buff, ultramarine. I'm sorry, sap green, ultramarine violet. It's the camera. The camera is showing the color lighter. That's the thing with the camera here. It compensates for the dark by showing more light, using more light. But it's good. It's just for you to see, actually. It's good. It's better than, because we're working on black. So it's good to see how the green is looking. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to do these here as well. All right. So I'm going to take now raw umber. I'm going to put a bit of ultramarine in it, ultramarine violet in it, and a bit of titanium buff, because it should still look dark, not too light, but not too dark as well. Okay, this is good. And we're going to do the wall behind him. Change a bit, if you, not change a bit, what I'm trying to say is that when you put the brush strokes, sometimes if we're putting, like I took a brush stroke that has titanium buff on it. I put it here, see what I've got. So what I did is I took raw umber and I went over with a bit of raw umber, a bit of ultramarine violet. So it doesn't have to look one color. That's what I'm trying to say. Gonna dry darker. But still, if it's too light, darken it a bit with raw umber.
I have a whole new, oh, you're
Mhm.
recording. No, no, you're recording. It's okay.
Are you bringing it all the way down to the green?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Is this your raw umber layout or
Yes.
you? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
raw
good.
umber, ultramarine violet, and a bit of titanium buff. I think I'm adding too much titanium buff in here. Shouldn't look too light. While I'm doing this, I'm going to take just raw umber, with a bit of ultramarine violet, and I'm just going to put some here on this wall.
What is this behind his hand?
Menu?
Here, menu.
Yes,
Somebody's
yes.
sitting. Yeah, somebody's sitting behind him.
Oh,
Somebody's
oh,
sitting next to this lady, kind of on the same
oh.
level, and
okay,
it has a
okay.
menu.
Oh, in his hand. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's not waiting. She has a partner there.
Eh,
I think it's a different table.
A different table. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like there's a different
It is,
table.
you're right.
yeah, there's a different table. There's someone sitting there.
Okay. Okay.
The more you look at it, the more you see faces in this reference. When you look at the original reference,
Yes.
too many
yes.
faces in there, you know, like in the
No,
back,
no.
there,
Yeah.
Yours is better.
there,
Yeah, it is.
too many. So
Yeah.
okay, so now I'm going to use what I'm using: sap green, ultramarine violet, titanium buff, and a little bit of titanium buff with the corner of your brush like this. Just kind of take a bit, put it in. And a little bit of ultramarine violet that tone down the highlight, because we don't want it to be too strong, the highlight. I'm going to start from here. Just put a couple. Floating ones. If I find that all of my colors are kind of looking the same, or my leaves look the same color, I'm just taking a bit of ultramarine violet on my brush right now, and I'm just adding a bit of ultramarine violet. It changes a bit the color of the green. So not all of the leaves look the same. So when we go up, we're going to disperse them a bit. And less, make them less.
Less or
Less.
darker?
No, less. Most of the leaves are going to be heavier at the bottom here, and up there, it's just a suggestion.
Like, are you taking the highlights dispersed all the way up to the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm going to do the same with the bottom one. Okay. Okay, so we added two more colors, burnt sienna and yellow ochre, and we're doing the brick. And I'm using a round brush or any brush that gives you can control. Now, when I'm mixing these two together, burnt sienna and yellow ochre, and if I find that it is that it's too strong, I can always tone it down with ultramarine violet.
And you're doing free, I not
Yeah,
Random.
random.
Yes.
Yeah,
Random.
random. That's why I'm saying you need a brush that will cooperate. We're not going to put only these colors. We're going to put more. Like we're going to mix some raw umber with burnt sienna and put some in there too. But we're just dealing with one color right now, or two colors. We'll switch to burnt umber.
And you leave spaces between them?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not. It's random. It's not. It's just a suggestion of brick. You don't want it to look too neat.
Lyell, what's underneath the brick? More greenery?
Underneath the brick here,
Yeah.
burnt
No,
umber.
underneath. No, underneath, like further down on the painting, like
Here,
yeah.
that's
No,
pavement.
but
Pavement.
oh, pavement.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to. What I wanted to do is take the grays that I'm using here, and use them again in the background. I didn't want to introduce too many colors. The grays that we're going to put for the ground are going to be used here, the pavement. The colors that we're going to use for the pavement is going to be used here too. It looks very light on that. Again, I'm just, just for you to know that it looks really light on the monitor. It's not that light here. It's darker. Now I'm going to take raw umber and add it to this right here. And I'm going to put some here. Okay. Branches. Let's take raw umber and burnt sienna, or burnt sienna and a bit of ultramarine violet. Any, like, these two colors will go very well with burnt sienna. And we're going to do, I'm using a small brush, and I'm going to try to put some branches in there. Actually, this brush might be a bit too wide, but I'll see. We'll see.
Why it's so bright? What did you put in?
Oh, it's not that bright. It's I used raw umber and burnt sienna.
Okay.
But you know how the camera is just,
Camera.
yeah,
Okay.
everything looks brighter and stronger on the monitor.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna change my brush. I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's not a focal point, it's just a suggestion. So don't need to use too much. Many details in here. There's no need. And we're going to put the light in a minute.
Oh,
You have time to put the lights. For the string, for the lights, I'm going to take raw umber, titanium buff. You know, raw umber, titanium buff is fine. Just these two colors on a round brush, and just kind of very thin line. Put a thin line in here. And another one. Oh. Now I'm going to take some yellow ochre. Let's put a bit of ultramarine violet in my yellow ochre, so it's not too strong.
What colors are you using for the lights?
Yellow ochre and ultramarine violet. And I'm going to put kind of like a halo around in that color, or just kind of round circle.
And leaving the middle,
Yeah, the middle is coming in a minute.
yes.
This is just kind of all around. So the outside is darker, and then we'll put a strong light inside.
So on the screen, it looks pretty yellow. Is it darker?
No, it's darker than what you see on the screen. Hold on, let me adjust the light in here.
It's okay.
That's okay.
It's darker than what you see on the screen. It's just take yellow ochre and put some either, I think ultramarine violet will be good with yellow ochre, because you know, it's first of all, it's opposite on the color wheel, so it tones down the yellow ochre. And then I'm wiping my brush, and then I'm just putting circle. So the light around the bulb usually this one that's glowing out is not defined most of the time. It's not like a strong, like a perfect circle. So let me see, before we continue, I'm just going to try to adjust the light. So we're going to mix yellow ochre and cadmium yellow light. And we're going to put it in the center. I'm going to adjust at this point the halo, like that kind of yellow ochre color that's around. This is drying darker. And you'll see in a minute what we'll do. We will take yellow ochre and we'll put it in the center, not yellow ochre, I'm sorry, cadmium yellow light, and we'll put it in the center, like that. Sorry, I'm gonna adjust the light again, just 1 minute. Okay, so what we did, we take yellow ochre, we take cadmium yellow light, mix it with yellow ochre, like that. And then we do the center, right? We'll put it in the center like that.
Yeah.
But you see, when I did the initial yellow ochre and raw umber, when it dried, the color when the color dried, it's too dark. The halo around is too dark. I need to make it lighter. I need to do the halo right there. You know that?
Yes.
Right there. It needs to be lighter. So I'm taking a little bit of the yellow ochre and I'm putting it around. Just yellow ochre like that. Just like this. Not yellow ochre and cadmium yellow light, just yellow ochre right there.
Yeah, because it originally had ultramarine violet.
I'm
right?
sorry, ultramarine violet. It's not raw umber. Sorry. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just adjusting it because you know when I put the strong yellow ochre and cadmium yellow light in the center, see how it looks? It looks like a just one spot, you know. So I'm just kind of putting yellow ochre around it like that. So the transition between the dot and what's around that dot in the center is not too strong. You know, it's not like one dot that is really, really strong, like yellow, and then around it, there's nothing. It's just kind of dark brown or dark yellow. So I'm just adjusting the value to be closer between the dot in the center and what's around it. Now that it's done, I can take cadmium yellow light and I can do this.
Just on its own.
Yes.
Okay.
The string Clayal is white or something?
I think I used
Titanium buff and
titanium buff and
raw umber.
yes, yes.
It looks like very light. So
No, it's because of the monitor, because of the I'm struggling with the light here. You know, the light is the camera is just changing the light. It's making everything look brighter.
yeah.
Yeah, I can see what Fatini is saying on your original painting. It looks more whitish.
Subdued.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, more wise. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Or
More
titanium
white?
buff, or titanium buff. It looks lighter, not as yellow.
This.
Yes.
Yes.
I can see what she's saying.
The
yeah.
string, the
It's
string.
the string or the light itself.
The light itself, I'm saying.
The string, I see it more white.
Oh, yeah, I can see. It looks like chalk almost.
No, the string, what I did here is I used this.
Yeah, a
'Cause this is
pencil.
paper. This is paper.
Yeah, I
Do
see.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, this is, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And even the dot inside, you could just do it with this. Just a little bit of a dot inside. But in here, it's different. We're dealing here with the canvas. It's different.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, it's different.
Yeah. So after I do this, I'm going to take a bit of green. And I'm going to come here and then just put a couple of greens in here. So the strings don't look like they look like some of them are behind
The
leaves.
the
the
leaves.
leaves. Yeah.
And above the string and the lights, there are no branches, right?
There's no, not really. It's not really kind of, it's not,
Because in the picture, in the sketch, there are some string, there are some branches. So I thought maybe,
underneath, you mean, not above, underneath.
or underneath. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I keep, usually what I do is I wait for it to dry, like the, let's say the bulbs, the light,
Yes,
wait for
yes.
it to dry. And if I need to adjust a bit of, adjust the, how around this, usually around that bulb, when it's on, the light is on, you see
Yes.
several layers of transparent glow around it. It's
Mhm.
not one, you know what I mean? Like it's usually
So-
it's kind of transparent. The glow starts with a transparent kind of
Yeah.
around here, like that. So now what I'm using is, I'm using yellow ochre, and I put a bit of ultramarine violet in it. And I'm going out with that again, just to, because this is so defined, and then a yellow dot inside. So I'm just going to go outside that one with yellow ochre and ultramarine violet, and then just kind of it's a transparent color. It's not very thick. And then it gives you that glow that you see around bulbs at night when you look at them, when you're looking at them. So I'm just adjusting the value a bit. It's darker than what you see on the screen. It's darker. We're not going to work on this too much because these
No.
are, yeah, this is not the focal point.
That's nice though. I like it.
Yeah, it looks very nice. Looks beautiful. It adds a lot to the background that is dark in there. And it just gives it a glow. right? So this is how it looks for this week. Next week, we'll continue working on the bottom part, and then we'll start with this part, upper part here.